What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm deep down in the Bronx. I'm in Pelham Parkway neighborhood, and I'm going to be covering the surrounding areas. It's pretty much a residential area, so it's going to be a first for me to walk around here. So I'm probably going to be walking around Pelham Gardens and Allerton and probably see what else I can find around there. So without further ado, join me. So as soon as I get up the 5 train subway stop, all I gotta say, it looks pretty beautiful over here. Like the beautiful houses, you know, and the fall season. And this over here borders with Morris Park, which is on the other side of Pelham Parkway. And it's pretty nice, you know, the further you go up in the Bronx, the nicer it gets, with a lot of beautiful residential areas. But I've never been in this area over here, so I came out over here to explore and see what can I find in this neighborhood. So I'm gonna make my way and do a couple of blocks down to see what can I find. And I'll probably show you a bit of Pelham Parkway so you can see how nice it looks like over there. Even over here, you can hear the sirens of New York City. But what I gotta say is, once you get off over here, it's just a different vibe from other regions in the Bronx. Pretty peaceful and beautiful area. So you can see the neighborhood, how nice it is. Pretty nice and residential, well-maintained street and clean. The one thing, most of the houses here, they're literally made out of bricks, so they look alike. It's like another side, another face of the Bronx. And also, like I say, I cover the neighborhood of Morris Park, which is on the other side, and they have a lot of houses that look just like this. You know, pretty cute houses. So if you take the subway train, the 5 train, it was roughly like 45 minute commute from Grand Central. So yeah, it wasn't too bad, you know, it's a pretty smooth ride. But this is what you get like a different type of neighborhood from Midtown Manhattan. This is Pelham Gardens. Like I said, yeah, it's just mostly houses and residential area. But I think I'm gonna make a right and head to the Parkway to see what's going on over there. You know, I've walked around there a few times. It's a beautiful area. I think the further I go over here, the nicer it gets. I can see the fall season, the fall colors. So I think if you get outside of the city where the skyscrapers are and you go into residential areas over here, you can actually see better the fall season. So it's pretty beautiful. And there you can see, really beautiful area. I'm loving it so far, and a lot of trees, a lot of vegetation. And you can hear the birds too, you know. It's a shame that it's gonna get cold, because we're already in November. Today's the 3rd of November by the time I recorded this video. But yeah, I'm gonna walk by the Parkway and show you guys what's happening over there. So now I'm in Pelham Parkway, and this is really beautiful over here. It's like a park surrounded by the highway, and then once you make it over here, it's just residential houses. Some beautiful looking houses. So you can see like the fall season colors. So I'm probably gonna walk a couple of blocks around here to show you what's happening. Also, I know this is not too hard to find a parking spot around this neighborhood. So I'm probably gonna cover a couple of blocks and then start making my way to another area called Allerton, which I've never been, so I don't know really much what to expect, but you know, I'm just being spontaneous. Where do I explore? And over here, just look at this. Beautiful house, kind of looks like a mini mansion or something like that. And across the street is a big hospital, Jacobi Hospital. It's a medical center here that, you know, serves the community around this area. And then Bronx has a couple of hospitals, or a lot of hospitals that serve around. But yeah, it's just loving the houses over here. Pretty interesting. And then look at this tree over here. Fall season, like I said before in my videos, fall is probably my favorite season around here in the States. And then you see a detour in some of the houses, and it's pretty nice and quiet. And then you got the park right here, surrounded by the fall colors. It's pretty lovely. So I'm gonna merge to my left, do a couple of blocks, and probably make it right and walk all the way to East Chester Avenue, and then merge back to Allerton Avenue and walk all the way to the end to the other neighborhood of Allerton. So far, I'm merged over here, and so far it's looking pretty lovely. And this neighborhood really gives you a vibe like of a suburb feel. Like, it kind of makes you feel like if you're in Westchester County. Westchester County is not even far from here, because we're like in the northern part of the Bronx. Not far from here is Co-op City, and then you go a little bit up, and then you literally enter Westchester County, which is another county outside of New York City, but not too far from the city if you take the Metro North. So then you see what's going on. Just pretty much same standard houses. And one thing that's kind of like a negative about this neighborhood, despite it being beautiful, residential, and quiet, is that they don't have really much of a main street with restaurants or anything going on. I love to see that in the neighborhood. I think there's gonna be one party when I go to Allerton at the end, and that's where you got the borderline where you can hop in the 5 or the 2 train line. So yeah, the subway line, but yeah. But like I said, let me just keep exploring more to see what else can I find. And I gotta say, I'm just kind of loving the colors of the trees. And it's just hilarious because it kind of blends in with the color of the houses and apartments here. Like, it's like almost most of the buildings here, they have the brick design in the building, made out of bricks. So not sure if there was like some type of rule or anything that require all the houses in this region in the Bronx to be built that way. But I think it's pretty much like an interesting concept. Also, I gotta say, in some points it resembles some areas of Wakefield, which is the northernmost neighborhood in New York City, and I covered that like last year. So going around and looking at the houses, it kind of resembles that a little bit. Like I stated in the past, if you come to the Bronx, you can rent a scooter. So they got 2 lines over here. This one's the Lime scooter. So you have the option to rent the Lime scooter, and also they got the Bird scooter. I think the Bird scooter also works in Newark, New Jersey, but it's all over the states. But yeah, I think it's the only borough in New York City where you can get around with a scooter. So if you walk around, you're gonna be seeing those scooters around, and it pretty much works like an Uber. You just download the app and you try to see the location where they got a scooter, and then you just use it and make sure you park it in a way where it's available for the, where you can park the scooter. But now let's just cross the street and keep exploring more of the neighborhood. And I'll tell you, it's like all the houses or apartments, they look pretty much the same. So you would just have to know the name of the street and the number of the residents if you ever live here or you're looking for an address of somebody, a friend or a family. So yeah, but pretty interesting. I never walked this part in the Bronx. And so far, I gotta say I like it, Must be even nicer in the summertime when the weather is nice. I think it's a little bit past that, but one thing I noticed compared to other neighborhoods is that I notice a lot of houses have the Halloween decorations. So it would be interesting to walk around, check out the decorations around this neighborhood. This would be a good neighborhood for me to live stream because I don't think anybody has ever covered it. But I'm just gonna make a right and head down to East Chester Avenue and then start making my way to the other avenue, Allerton Avenue, and turn back and go to the other neighborhood. So I made a little detour over here. This is a nice looking street before I make it to East Chester Road, but I want to show you, like it's pretty much what you see in the suburbs, residential. Still got the brownish houses, with the brick buildings and all of that. So, and it goes up the hills. Like I say, in the Bronx, they got like a lot of hills, so you really don't need like a gym. You can just go up and walk around and do a lot of cardio while you're exploring a neighborhood, so, like a free exercise. You can see the houses. Pretty nice and lovely. I just love how impeccable the sidewalks are. And I'm pretty sure like in the summertime, it must have like a good vibe and like a nice smell of barbecue when you walk around. So that must be something pretty interesting. And this over here is East Chester Road. Nothing special. Did like a little bit of a detour. And in the corner with East Chester and Allerton, there's a lot of people waiting for the bus. And when you walk from a distance, you can see the high-rise buildings of Co-op City. But then you see what's going on over here. Nothing crazy. All I see is like a Walgreens, probably like a pizzeria in the corner. So that's probably the closest main street you're gonna get in this area. So now it's starting to get cold and windy. But yeah, this is probably a little bit of more action. They got an Italian restaurant over here. I know in Morris Park is a highly Italian neighborhood and Albanian. And they got a couple of spots here. Then they got a deli in the corner. And that's Walgreens right there. But I'm gonna make my right here, Mays Avenue. Then walk a couple of blocks and make it back to Allerton Avenue. So now I'm making my way back up the hill. And this is like a nicer street. And not only you can rent the scooters, but you can also rent like the e-bike. So this is like another app too, VO. So you got like 3 options, Lime, Bird scooter, and the VO. This one is pretty dope. Then over here you got like a squirrel running around. I don't know if I'm capturing it. Whoop! Went up the hill. For some reason it's funny. I'm not scared of those, but I'm scared of rats. Something pretty funny, right? Just loving the houses right here. pretty nice. Some of the houses, they're like two houses in one, divided together. But just look at this. It's like a huge duplex house. And the people that are raking the leaves, that's the bad thing of the fall season. Like I said a couple of times, fall season is gorgeous, but if you have a car or you own a house, that's a negative thing. You gotta be raking all the leaves, cleaning it up. And then when the winter comes with the snow, you gotta be shoveling snow. So that's a negative thing that you don't see in the television or in the pictures. And here's the third option, bird scooter. When I was living in Newark, New Jersey, I used to take this sometimes, because where I used to live before, it would take me maybe like a 15-20 minute walk from the train station to my house. So if I would feel lazy, I would just rent one of those and make it to my house quickly. And this over here is Allerton Avenue. So yeah, pretty good looking. Then ahead should be the 5 train line, the subway line 5 train. Bus stop over here. So I think once I pass the subway line, that should be the beginning of Allerton section. This is Pelham Bay, Pelham Gardens, and then the other side will be the other neighborhood. Then over here behind me is the 5 train, and then I'm officially, there goes a car. Then I'm officially in Allerton, another neighborhood here, not too far from Pelham Parkway. So let's see what's happening in this side. Made a little detour. I just randomly picked this street, and I'm gonna walk around to see what's going on. Then I'll make a left and head towards another side and end up in the main street. But so far, look, pretty much similar style houses. They all look the same, you just gotta know the number of the house. Then it keeps going, and I don't know if you can hear the noise, but I think that's somebody literally raking the street to take away all the leaves from the fall season. And now, you know, this season it starts to get dark a little bit earlier, so I'm gonna try to do my best to rush up with the video before I wrap it up. This must be like an abandoned house. Look at the leaves and stuff. Got a parking garage over there in the entrance. But wow, if they would buy it and fix it, it could be a really, really beautiful house in a nice residential neighborhood like this with all the fall season colors. Let me see the front area. See, not much going on. Wow. It's literally covered with leaves. Wow, it's crazy. And then this will have a lot of work to do to clean up all these leaves. And like I said, that's the bad thing about the fall season. And I gotta say, there's a lot of hills here. It's not like really it's not like really deep the hills, but a lot of hills over here. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of running out of breath walking this, you know. But I'm loving it so far, you know. Loving it because it's a beautiful neighborhood I'm exploring and seeing something different in another face of the Bronx, you know. Like I said, the Bronx is just massive with tons of neighborhoods, but I think it's worth giving it a chance to explore. I'm not sure how clear you can see it. Now you can look at this house, you can see the hills. But there's more over there. It's like every street that I walk goes up and up and up. And it's taking a toll on me. Gotta tell you, looking at the map, it doesn't look like it's that big, the neighborhoods, or it doesn't look like one distance from another one is far, but it is actually, and the neighborhood just keeps going. So, but like I say, I love walking, so I don't mind doing a couple of miles. Then ahead should be a highway called Boston Road, and it'll go all the way to another neighborhood by Fordham. And around Fordham, it gets pretty busy, and it's like a different vibe from around here. So I'm gonna make a left by Boston Road, then merge back into Allerton Avenue, walk the main street over there, and wrap up the video. And now I'm in Boston Road, and the sun is literally hitting my face because it's starting to set down. Like I say, got a couple of more blocks to walk, and then walk all the way to the subway line by the 2 train, and then from there I'll probably wrap up the video. Then this is Boston Road. There's like more happening over here. They got like regular fast food chain like Popeyes. And across the street there's another Walgreens restaurant. So pretty much what you would get in any other neighborhood, you got it over here. Then I think a block ahead of me is Allerton Avenue, so I'm gonna walk there to see what's going on. Then this over here is Allerton Avenue, and this area is more busy than the other side, so it's like a different side. You know, they got more restaurants, more delis, more stuff going on. Then I made a little detour in this street. This street over here is really different, and pretty much what a lot of people resemble when they see the Bronx, like apartment complex like this. There must be like a bakery around here because I'm walking around and I can smell the fresh bread and it smells like pretty good. But I know this area has like a lot of restaurants. And as you can see, there's more happening over here. It's getting dark pretty early. The houses here are not like where I started by Pelham Gardens. We got like a dollar store or something here in the corner. The subway line is ahead and it's above ground, so it's a little diverse neighborhood, but it seems like this area over here is mostly Latino. That's what I mostly see around here, you know. But then there's like a lot of good Spanish restaurants. I can smell the food out here, so kind of tempting. And some of the good things about here is that they serve you like a good portion and the food is like really affordable. And then we are approaching the 2 train line. And like I said, it looks like other neighborhoods in the Bronx, like High Bridge, also by Kingsbridge, it looks like this too. Like once you get off the subway line, you see like some business by the train and stuff. So I'm probably gonna wrap the video somewhere around here. Then over here, past the subway line, and right below the subway line, you know, you got business happening around. So something pretty interesting. So that was the end of my video exploring this area right here in the Bronx. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.